Heaven's California.
Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel today. And today I'm going to be covering two different FIFA videos. The first one being today, which is where did EA go wrong with the player of the year? Now, a lot of us have been sat here waiting for our investments to go up in price, and they really didn't. They just didn't really do much. You know, the player prices just kind of sat and they didn't do anything, and they've just been kind of going down. The only prices that I really saw spike up were the actual players who got the player of the year, Sané and Mohamed Salah. Now the problem is, we'll take a look at Leroy Sané here. The problem with this event was, it was not that the event was bad, okay? Last year the event came out on the 22nd of April, I think that's when it fell on. And the team of the season didn't start until about the 13th or the 12th of May, I don't think. So let me actually just pop that open in a new tab. Let's have a look here. So this was kind of the problem with why your team of the week and player of the year investments and young player of the year investments didn't really go up in price, if by anything, as much as we wanted. Because a lot of people probably would have lost coins here, and I think it's a bit of a shame. So look, the team of the season started last year. The community silver, bronze, and gold started on the 12th of May. So if we're thinking about it, that's at least 3 weeks before the player of the year came out. So when the player of the year comes out, people are going to go, well, team of the season hasn't been announced yet, so we can go ahead and invest all these coins into this SBC, and then we'll save up some more for team of the season. But then this year, because of the World Cup, they had to move team of the season basically a few weeks further ahead. And, you know, I'm guessing this team of the season will be over before the World Cup starts. Because I'm guessing the reason why they brought it ahead was because they're going to do something for the World Cup. And, you know, they brought it through here. And the problem is, it was just too close to team of the season. They already announced that team of the season was coming. Okay, on Friday, the community team of the season, which is going to be stronger this year because it's voted by us. We voted for players that we're going to want to use. So everyone's gone, well, this SBC is just far too expensive for us. You know, these two SBCs are ridiculously priced. You know, their prices aren't really going down that much. It's now going to cost you, what, 640k on the Sané, and now that's 1.07 million on the Salah. So that's nearly 2 million of your coins thrown into these two players. Well, you're going to be able to get a lot more for your money if you just wait for team of the season. Okay, and it doesn't also help that we had the player of the month, Salah, who came out, who's going to cost you 500-ish K. So if you add all them together, that's over 2 million coins worth of untradeable SBCs in the space of 2 weeks before team of the season. So people have gone ahead and they've done the player of the month, Salah, which is why the investments for Salah went up. But then it came to player of the year, and they just kind of stayed the same. The only player that really went up that much was the team of the week, or the Path to Glory Sané, which is where I made most of my profit. And, you know, the informed cards, the actual base gold cards, only a couple of them have really gone up, which is saddening because, you know, a lot of people would have invested a lot of coins. You know, I was watching a trader today, Nick from Run the Foot Market, and he said, look, we hold our hands up as traders here. We didn't know this was going to happen. Okay, the fact that they've made these so expensive just ruined the player of the year for us, because people aren't going to want to spend that amount of coins before team of the season, and it's going to drop when team of the season comes out. And I don't think the prices are going to drop that much. I don't think, even if this was, they'd have to be about half that amount when they first came out. You know, Salah would have to be sat at about 5, 6, 700k, and the Sane would have to be sat about 3 or 400k. Then people might have done it, but the fact they had double them prices when they came out, and the fact that the SBC came out at like 12 a.m. in the morning for a lot of the European countries and onwards, you know, apart from the Americas, that's very early morning or late night. And it was just, it just didn't do anything for me. You know, as you can see here, the Leroy Sané, we can't get on Sunday right now, but we can have a look at Monday. He was up at nearly 300,000 coins, which is when I sold mine on. I was very tempted to wait to the next day. If I'd have waited till Tuesday, he was down at 200k. You know, if you didn't sell your cards within the first hour or so, you were just losing money on them. You know, people started picking the Sane up because they thought it was a panic sell. Well, no, it wasn't a panic. It wasn't a panic sell. The supply on the market, it's been a very difficult thing. A very strange thing happened. Normally, with an SBC hits, before the SBC, the demand for the cards are low, and the supply is low. Okay, so when they're low and low, because you know packs haven't really been open that much this year. The prices are pretty low. Okay, the supply is about midway, and then the demand is low. But then when the SBC hits, the demand starts going up, and the supply will start going up with it because everyone is selling their cards. When the SBC hits, demand is high, supply is higher. Then after the first 24 hours, normally the supply starts to slowly drop and the demand stays the same and the supply comes down, which means the player prices over here will go up. But that didn't happen. What happened here was the supply was there and the supply was actually low because a lot of people had bought these Player of the Years or bought the Player of the Year players that were nominated for other reasons. They've bought them all and the demand is low. But then when the SBC comes out, the demand is only up here. The demand didn't go as high as it normally would with Player of the Month and Player of the Year SBCs and untradeable SBCs. So the demand was only here. But then the supply skyrocketed because everyone sold all their stuff. And after a few hours, the market just crashed. And now it's slowly starting to rebuild itself. You know, this Sané is slowly starting to go back up. He's slowly starting to go back up. You know, 212k. You could, if you went and bought the Sanés at 190k or 180k when they were really low yesterday, you waited a couple of days, the price would slowly start creeping up and up and up because the demand is still there, but the supply is starting to go down because everyone's panic sold, and they might have lost a few coins. Now, I mean, there's nothing we can really do about this. It is just one of them things, you know. We go to the Player of the Year. Now, this is where, you know, it really does confuse me. So, we'll go to the Player of the Year. We'll go to Premier League here. This is one that interests me. Cheapest YRL, you need 3 loyalty for this. But I don't think everyone's going to have loyalty. So, what I'd go for one without loyalty and maybe 2 position changes. Here we go. And people have gone and done this one right here. Have prices for these guys gone up? Not really. They've kind of just stayed the same. I'll have a look at a player here, Bernardo Silva. His price is currently at 4.5 thousand coins. His price didn't really do much. I would have thought 84 and 85 rated Man City players would have gone up in price, but they didn't. Okay, they were quite high, and then they kind of was settling at about 5k. Yesterday they were at 5k, and now they're slowly starting to drop down. Now the demand is low. You know, people don't want to do this SBC, and he's down at 4.5k, which is a bit of a shame. You know, I've still got 84s in my club. I sold these. I'm losing about 3,000 coins on them, man. The thing that I don't understand is their price was higher before the SBC came out. Okay, because of that Player of the Month. The fact that the Player of the Month and the Player of the Year were within a week of each other, and then the team of the season is within a week of them, the player of the year is literally irrelevant. Okay, nobody's going to do it. No one wants to buy it, which is why all of our investments, apart from a couple, have gone down the pan. Okay, one player that I made a few coins on, Morata. His price went up to 20.5k. For some reason, I don't know why. Okay, he was sat at about 15 and he started to climb up. And I did pick up some Morata, so I made some decent coins off him. But for some reason, his price went up, and I'm not really sure why. You know, some cards started going up, some cards didn't start going up. You know, I can't. A player like Aspili, the 85 rated Aspilicueta, also went up. Okay, he was at 21,000 coins. Now I bought mine at 15k, and now he's starting to go up as well. So some player prices are starting to go up, but just not as much as we'd like, and it's really annoying because it was such a good way to invest. You know, there were loads of cards you could invest in, but EA made the requirements so high, and they just put in so many special cards that you needed. People just weren't interested in the SBC, and when people aren't interested in the SBC, their player prices are going to stay there, and in fact they're just going to fall, and the demand is going to stay there. The prices are going to fall, the supply is going to start falling, which means it will kind of just level out, and it will just be about here. I don't see any prices going back up, and unfortunately there's nothing we can do about that. I'm afraid if you're still hanging on to your investments, you've just got to sell up and take the L before the team of the season hits, because as soon as the team of the season hits, all of these cards, I don't think there's be any card on the game that won't go down in price. But what you've got to do is try and not be tempted in buying your teams back, which I'm going to cover in the next video today, which I'll go and record after this one. But that is going to be it for this one then, guys. If you did enjoy, please remember to drop a like on the video down below. Leave a comment. What did you think of the player of the year? You know, what do you think? Did EA mess up? EA mess up quite a lot, let's be honest. If you are new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you do not miss an upload, because we're going to be hitting these trading tips for a good amount of time over Team of the Season, looking at Team of the Seasons, and even maybe picking some up. You know, I will be picking the Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year up, but not their actual version. I'm going to do the loan version and stick with my team since Team of the Season is over. But hopefully you've all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I've been David. This has been FIFA 18. Goodbye.